kind. He's the Aussie overlawd. He'll fight for your rights, and he's got his own channel shining bright. From the courtroom to the web, he's got it all. Sharing legal knowledge, answering the call. He breaks it down in a language we all understand. The Aussie overlawd taking a stand. With his Aussie charm and his legal know-how, he's the hero we need, showing us how. He fights for justice, no case too tough. The Aussie overlawd, he's more than enough. He's more than enough.
Next time.
F? What are you gonna do? I have a plan. I want you to change my grade.
Why should I do that? This rate will be here all day. Ah!
No, I am not on time. I am actually early because I can never get the timing right. I'm either 5 minutes late, 10, 15, 20 minutes late, or I'm 10 minutes early. Because I set the time for 10 past 10 in order to make it so that the notifications would go out. But hey, just know that wasn't from me calling BS. Yeah, no, that one was just from me. I saw that I was trolling through X earlier today and I was like, you know, that could make a funny opener. But don't worry, Sinji sent me plenty of crap that we're going to go through because we've got the whole... Actually, I think I've got the overlay video for that. Hang on. No, never mind. But how are we doing, people? It is Saturday evening for me, so that's what... I presume Saturday morning for most, so welcome to the What the Fuck Wake Up Call as opposed to the Little New Little Laughter podcast. But today was interesting. We had the early stream and then went and did some fun things with the kid, went out and went shopping, and Mel went and had some beauty treatments, make herself all sparkling and beautiful. And it's Friday morning. Is it? Eee. Damn, one of these days I'm going to actually have to get my timing right. Oh, well. Because this time next week, I'll be streaming, but the previous stream won't be. Because from now on, Saturday mornings for myself. My time Saturday mornings, I'm going to start taking off. That way, I think that equates to Friday night, I think. So it is Saturday morning. Okay. Yeah, so Friday night when, like... Tug's on, when Friday Night Frenzy's on, basically when you guys have a whole bunch of other things to be watching, I'm gonna take the the morning just to, get shit done, basically. Sinji's messing with you. What else is new? Last thing I sent you was funny as hell. What was the last thing you sent me? Because you sent me a multitude of things. Hang on. Let me just double check. Seth Green does Star Wars prequel talking tunes. Okay, we'll look at that at some point. I've already opened up pretty much everything else you sent me, except the Vince McMahon stuff, because I want to do that as its own thing. So, headed to work, so my brain isn't working right. Yeah, no, fair enough. So today will be interesting. We've got a few different things. We've got a crossing guard that was dealing drugs to middle schoolers. We've got a Kansas dad who shot a teen and paralyzed him from the waist down as part of a senior prank. You like the hat? Cheers. I keep forgetting to do the hair, so I'm just, like Fat DD Cobra or whatever his name is. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We got midget wrestling. We got a dad punching an onstage comedian for making a not very nice grapey joke about a 3-month-old, which I thought very much deserved more than he got. And if we get bored, I did find the video of the, what do you call it? The wood chopping from this morning. So, good morning, Just Cause. Chris, hello to you too. There's an Aussie that's been threatened with a $10,000 fine for running his air conditioner, and apparently they didn't crack a single bin for 20 years. A mortuary has found a person's dead loved one 20 years later. So we're going to have a look at that too. But anyway, let's get stuck into it, shall we? Crossing guard accused of giving e-cigarettes and marijuana to middle school students in Derby. In Pennsylvania, a crossing guard in Derby, Delaware County is accused of giving e-cigarettes and marijuana to middle school students. Kiara Lee, 26, was taken into custody on Tuesday night. Some Penwood middle school students allegedly reported Lee would smoke marijuana with the kids. Police say Lee was also contacting at least one student via text. In those messages, police say the student and Lee would talk about ingesting marijuana edibles and share their experiences. While marijuana may not seem like a big deal to some folks in the community, I think we can all agree that crossing guards should not be providing narcotics, even if it's just marijuana to our kids. At least not while she's on the job. Like, where is... Hang on, there was an actual... No, that's the lawyer that was a dumbass, which I'm pretty sure Ian talked about. Oh yeah, and we're going to talk about the people that put grandma's ashes into a pasta sauce in order to prank a brother. So that's going to be fun too. Keep an eye out, folks.
26-year-old Kiara Lee is charged with giving marijuana and e-cigarettes to young students.
I want to know how the fuck she was the crossing guard when people are barely going to see her any better than the kids that are crossing the road.
At Penwood Middle School. It is Wednesday night. Shari's off. Sarah Bloomquist is joining us, and the big story in Action News is the arrest of that crossing guard in Darby, Delaware County.
Authorities say along with giving kids marijuana, she was also contacting at least one student via text messages.
Hey, Fire.
Action News reporter John Paul live in media tonight.
Oh my God,
with the
look
full
at that
story. John.
Yeah, Rick, Sarah, we talked to the Delaware District Attorney today, the Delaware County District Attorney here today, and he outlined all of those charges. We also know that crossing guard worked at a rec center with kids near the police department, and tonight police say that she gave drugs to a 14-year-old girl.
Okay, I'm still unsure how that is any better or any worse. I mean, yes, don't deal drugs to kids. It's not that difficult. It's a crime. I'm still off put by the fact that she's a midget. A DEI hire. Quite possibly. But this guy's freaking me out as well. Like, has this dude never been in the sun? Like, what the fuck?
Our cameras were there last night as police led 26-year-old Kiara Lee to a waiting van, her feet shackled. She faces a list of
Why? They're worried she's gonna steal their Lucky Charms?
charges, including possession of drugs and corruption of minors. Investigators say
What the fuck is corruption of minors? Is that an actual charge? Hang on. What? Delaware County corruption of minors. Crossing guard under investigation for corruption of minors. Okay, I just want the... I I don't care about that. I want the details of the crime. Check all that apply. Relating to criminal homicide, aggravated assault, terroristic threats, stalking, kidnapping, unlawful restraint, unlawful imprisonment, relating to luring a child into a motor vehicle or structure, relating to grape. SA, involuntary deviant sexual intercourse, okay. SA, aggravated indecent assault, This is the checklist page that the Delaware County apparently has for their crime sheet, basically. Relating to endangering child welfare. Relating to corruption of minors. Okay, now I'm curious. I have the code for it. Let's have a look. So what's this actually say? Corruption of minors. Holy crap, this is an actual charge. Pennsylvania General Assembly. Let me have a look at this. Corruption of minors. Apologies for anyone that is not... I couldn't put this one on dark mode. So apologies for anyone that's just waking up. Moral turpitude. Reminds me of the smallest girl in the world, Indian eugenics girl. You can't convince me a fetishist didn't create at least one. Ew. Munchkin arrested. Leave my daughter out of this. Corruption of minors. Offence defined. Except as provided for in subparagraph 2, whoever being of the age of 18 years and upwards by any act corrupts or tends to corrupt the morals of any minor less than 18 years of age, or who aids, abets, entices, or encourages any such minor in the commission of any crime, or who knowingly assists or encourages such minor in violating his or her parole, or any order of the court, commits a misdemeanor of the first degree. Subsection 2, whoever being of the age of 18 years and upwards of by any course of conduct in violation of Chapter 31 relating to S offences, corrupts or tends to corrupt the morals of any minor less than 18 years of age, or who aids, abets, entices, or encourages in the commission of offence under Chapter 31, commits a felony of the third degree. Huh. Commits a summary offence. Any person who violates the paragraph within 1 year of the date of first conviction commits a misdemeanor of the third degree. A conviction under this paragraph shall not, however, constitute a prohibition under section 6105 related to persons not to possess, manufacture, control, sell, or transfer firearms. In trials and hearings upon charges of violating provisions of this section, knowledge of the minor's age and the court's orders or decrees concerning such minor shall be presumed in the absence of proof to the contrary. Excuse me. This section of criminality. Holy crap. So basically, you convince a kid to commit a crime. Obviously you're committing a crime, but this is an interesting way of dealing with it. Corruption of minors. Huh. Interesting. So contributing to the delinquency of a minor? Yeah. Knew one other dirty crossing guard, Stacy's mom. She had it going on. Stacy's mom has got it. I love when Mel belts that out. I'm not going to lie. It's funny as fuck watching her sing that. Where are we? I guess Willy Wonka isn't paying what he used to if they're selling pot to kids. Sounds like a nice charge. Well, it's the way that they've sort of specified it, and I'm curious as to what's chapters. No, that's Title 8. Oh, I didn't mean to go that far back. What is it? Title 18, Crimes and Offences. I'm curious as to what Chapter 31 actually is then. Chapter 30, human trafficking. Okay, so yeah, so if you convince a kid to commit any sexually based offence that is especially heinous, then it's a felony as opposed to a misdemeanor, which it probably should be actually. So.
She used her position as a crossing guard at an intersection near Penwoods Middle School to get close to kids and gave at least one child edible marijuana.
She's supposed to be, as you said, a crossing guard protecting
Holy
children.
crap, look at this guy's eyebrows. It's like a giant caterpillar landed there, but then like the rest of it's missing. Like, is this from baldness or did someone prank him and shave it off? What the... Dude.
Instead, she's using that position to get to know children and then sharing harmful...
Although it looks like there's scar tissue here. I may have just made fun of someone that was injured. Oops. Oh, don't cancel me.
Products.
The Delaware County District Attorney says they are looking to see if more kids got drugs from Lee. In the affidavit,
I would hope the drugs are all they got. Oompa loompa dumpity doo. I've got marijuana for you.
David obtained by Action News. At least 4 kids were interviewed by police.
You can imagine a child who's taken edible marijuana and is sitting in a classroom is not exactly paying attention, becoming an A student.
According to investigators,
Dude, if they're bothering to take marijuana and then go into the classroom, they're not going to be an A student anyway. Are you kidding?
Lee gave a vape to the child as well and even texted with her about her experience after taking marijuana. We know.
Is it wrong that I'm relieved that it was a female student and a female crossing guard?
That Lee also worked at a rec center nearby and was known in the community.
I do know exactly who you're talking about, and I always see her on that side of McDade and Summit.
We talked to one mom picking her son up from Penwood Middle School today. She was surprised by what the crossing guard was accused of doing.
My reaction to it is another reason why I'm scared for my son to go here, and I'm glad that he graduated.
I'll bet you are.
Back out here live now. Police are looking into this, especially since that she had so much access to children, having worked at that nearby rec center. So,
no
Sarah,
shit.
Tonight they're asking parents to call them if they might have any information about other victims who may be out there. We're live tonight in media. John Paul, Channel 6 Action News.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, from the sounds of it, depends how many different charges they've put on her and whether or not they're going to put it off as, well, here's your second misdemeanor, here's a felony. It's an it. Well, we'll see. Wait, what's that? Oh my god, they have a section labeled crossing guards. What the Police search for 3 suspects in attack of crossing guard. Crossing guard retires with 51 years of memories and new nose piercing. Congratulations. 3 suspects in custody following attack on Philly crossing guard. Guys, in America, are attacks on crossing guards that frequent that it needs to be its own news category? Like, that's weird to me. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on, shall we? Man held without bond after chemical pipe bomb explodes on Putnam County deputy during a traffic stop. Shave and a haircut. I did see this one. Like, there's footage of the cop walking into the car, looking around, and the dumbass rustles a few things around, and then it goes off in his face. Let's just go to the tape.
County, we're learning new details about Friday's incident that sent a Putnam County deputy to the hospital for chemical exposure during a traffic stop.
Okay. Playing devil's advocate here. You're not particularly good at what you do if all it does is cause minor chemical burns. Now, they haven't said that the guy only had minor chemical burns. I'm saying that if all he got was minor chemical burns, what were you planning to do with it? Piss off a dog?
The Putnam County Sheriff's Office says this is the chemical pipe bomb that exploded on the deputy while he...
What the fuck is the shape of that, too? Okay, alright. You know what? Go halfway through the body cam over halfway through yet to actually see it. That's alright, they've got the video up here. That's why you give the kids drugs so you don't get beat up.
searching a pickup truck that he pulled over. 60-year-old Charles Legault was charged with
I don't think the cop's going to have planted that one.
Aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer and illegal possession of a gun silencer. Now, because he's not cooperating with investigators, a judge has ruled Legault will be held without bond. News4Jax reporter Eric Gavigne shows us why our crime and safety analyst believes detectives can prove criminal intent to cause harm in this case.
A pickup truck pulled over because the attached license plate was not assigned to the vehicle. This chemical pipe bomb explodes while the deputy is searching the truck. The driver, who was pulled over, 60-year-old Charles Legault, was reported to have had 2 handguns, 20 rounds of ammunition, and an unregistered gun silencer when he was searched. Gun silencers are required to be registered with ATF.
It's concerning, or should be concerning to the public.
News4Jax crime and safety analyst Tom Hackney is a former JSO Director of Investigations and Homeland Security. He says there are too many red flags in this case that potentially pose a danger to public safety.
Why is this guy allegedly carrying a pipe bomb or some kind of explosive device in his car. He's got this suppressor on his body, taken from his pocket. Ammunition there really makes you wonder, is there a bigger thing going on here with him?
This is a screenshot of the bomb from the deputy's body cam before that bomb went off. Detectives say the bomb had chunks of chlorine on one side of the device and liquid believed to be brake fluid on the other side of the device. Now, this right here is the valve that separates both sides of that device. Now, when that valve is turned, the contents mix and cause a poisonous gas before exploding. Investigators believe the deputy may have accidentally moved this valve when touching the device. The word safe and the word armed was later found written on the valve of the bomb. Although Legault told deputies he was storing the chlorine in the tube to prevent wasting it, Hackney says the words on this valve tell investigators there was criminal intent to cause harm.
With the way that it was constructed.
So what you're saying is don't write your safety directions on your explosives.
And those words written in hand on there, it really tells me from a law enforcement perspective, that's what it's there for, that's what it's used for, and this isn't some accidental way of transporting something.
Hackney says given all the red flags we mentioned, investigators will be digging deep into Legault's life to make sure he was...
Because they weren't going to already?
...not planning an attack or part of a group that may have been planning an attack.
It's April when this happened. There's a lot of anniversary dates, and in these circles where we talk about explosive devices or potential explosive devices, April anniversary dates mean a whole lot because there's a lot historically that happened in the month of April.
Two well-known examples of what Hackney is referring to are the Oklahoma City bombing and the federal raid and fire in Waco, Texas.
And this is why I hate the media. Because even if they're right, they shouldn't be making such conclusions, which are completely, like, speculation. Oh my God.
Eric Avenye, Channel 4, the local station.
Oh, the local
Hackney
station.
says had it not been for breezy conditions Friday, the deputy who was hurt could have had more severe and permanent damage to his respiratory system. He says those breezy conditions may have diluted the poisonous gas.
Yes, they did. And they effectively advised how you can separate and transport them in a pipe with a valve. We're going to use video I sent you if you're ready for a laugh. That's right, not right. They shouldn't be mentioning what he used. No, they really shouldn't be. Hang on, Belle, did I? Oh, hang on. Oh, no, that's fine. I was worried that I was showing Discord then. Yeah, Belle, you're like 5 minutes late. I started the show with that. Okay. Oh, this was the video.
Were there last night as police led 26-year-old Kiara
I knew I
Lee
had
to
it
a waiting van.
separately.
Her feet shackled. She faces a list of charges, including
Okay, I think
one
this is the same
child
one that was on
are
the
looking to
news
see
article.
if more.
Yep. All right. Moving on. Okay. Now, senior pranks, always a thing. They transcend international boundaries. You guys have them, we have them. For us, it was always, I mean, it had to be dialed back a little bit at my high school because after they put a sheep on the roof, things got a little bit crazy and out of hand, and, you know, I mean, I think the most recent one, the funniest one that I've seen recently was the kids that paid a bagpipe player. I think I covered that in the news a little while ago. Paid the bagpipe player to walk around and follow their principal for a few hours, which I thought was hilarious. Comments on the YouTube video had you in tears. I don't doubt it. This one, however, may be a little bit more dangerous, given that it's Senior Assassin, which, look, we had something similar at another school nearby at one point, which is basically you draw names out of a hat, and you take a Nerf gun, and you've got to try and hunt down people before you're taken out. And this turned bad because two guys rocked up, shot a girl's boyfriend with a Nerf gun, She called her father, who then proceeded to show up with an actual handgun, put a bullet in the guy's back, and paralyze him from the waist down. I'm just putting it out there. Senior assassin may not be appropriate in America. Or, I suppose if you partake in it, you need to understand that you may be taking your life in your hands. A high school senior was left paralyzed from the waist down after a furious father shot him in a Walmart parking lot after the teen fired a toy gun at the man's daughter as part of a controversial trend. Oh my God, wife of Marine crowned first transgender Miss Maryland, USA. You know, I'm going to open that because we're going to be talking about Miss Argentina later. Anakin Zering. Oh, unfortunate name. Wear body armor. 18 was in the car with two other males outside of a Walmart in Goddard, Kansas. Well, it's Walmart. There's your first red flag. On May 11, when they spotted two teens walking towards the building and conducted a drive-by shooting with gel blasters, according to the Wichita Eagle. A passenger inside the car shouted, "I am your senior assassin!" Oh, wait, hang on.
I am your senior assassin!
Just because I could. As the two teens, the girl and her boyfriend, were shot at multiple times with water-filled polymer beads. Senior Assassin is an elaborate game of tag where participating high school seniors are given a target and are asked to record the tagging of their victims and post to social media off school grounds. Like in the movie Gotcha, where the college students are running around with paintball weapons. Yeah, pretty much. Or, even Tag, that movie with, I want to say Jeremy Renner, but I don't think that's right. Hawkeye. Morning, Jason. I think the new trend is to crown everyone else as a champ. Most games consist of players using water guns, water balloons, or a gel blaster, as in Zering's case. Multiple police departments warned parents earlier this year that the nationwide game could have deadly consequences. The couple claimed that they were shot with several rounds of beads before rushing inside to escape the shooting. I'd like to point out at this point, and this is why I believe that the father is in the wrong. I personally would still be just as pissed off, but they had removed themselves from the situation. They were not in any danger. They had made their way into the store. There was no immediate threat. Once inside, the girl called her father, Ruben Marcus Contreras, to tell him that they were shot with the gel blasters and didn't know who the teens were. The girl's boyfriend, named only as GB in the police affidavit of the incident, confronted the teens and was met with one of them using an expletive and later told him to meet him out the back of Walmart. The teen boys, who parked their car, attempted to enter the Walmart but were kicked out and walked over to a nearby Dairy Queen. When Contreras arrived at the store, his doiter pointed out the teens who got back in their car, a Chevy Spark. The furious father drove through the parking lot as Zering was backing out of a spot and confronted the teen, attempting to open the driver's side door. It's the face of regret. Jeremy Renner. Oh, it was Renner. Thank you. Got run over by a snowplow. I think he's doing better. Like, I get updates every now and then, so I think he's doing okay. She worked really hard eating her way to victory. De-escalated, the threat was gone. Well, look, I mean, to be fair, it does say they tried to get into the store, but I mean, if they've left and they've gone to Dairy Queen or whatever else, I mean, maybe they're waiting for them. Like, I don't know. Contreras' daughter, identified as SC, said she saw her father walking towards the car and put her head down due to being scared of what might happen to her dad. The scared daughter heard a loud pop before watching the blue Spark drive away and crash into shipping containers. Contreras runs back up to the driver's side of the Spark and appears to pull out a firearm from the right side of his waistband, said a Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office detective in an affidavit obtained by the Wichita Eagle. He has the firearm in his right hand, sticks his right hand into the open window of the driver's side seat area. It is at this point that he fires one round into the vehicle. He was armed with a 9mm Smith & Wesson handgun. In the affidavit, Zering told police that he thought Contreras was a pedestrian walking through the parking lot and only came to a stop for the crosswalk. Zering said that his ears started ringing and realized he had been shot. Zering says that when he turned to the west, he realized that he couldn't feel his legs. Zering stated that he hit a pole in the parking lot to get the Spark to stop because he didn't want to hit anyone on the roadway. The Goddard Street High School graduate also told police that he wasn't the one shooting the gel blaster, a claim that was contradicted as one of the passengers told authorities that Zering was the shooter. Yeah, because you want to blame the guy that got shot in order to, you know. PTSD is a hell of a thing. My husband has it from his time in battle. It's nerve-wracking. I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it. Did Rena live near Boston and know a bunch of alcoholic cops? No comment. The single shot left Zering with severe injuries as it punctured his duodenum, the upper part of the small intestine, and damaged his spinal cord, causing a loss of sensation from the waist down, his parents wrote on a GoFundMe. Of course there's a GoFundMe. The bullet caused significant damage to his body, necessitating the fusion of L1, 2, and 3 in his spine. The team was initially hospitalized at St. Francis in Wichita in critical condition before being transferred to Madonna Rehabilitation Facility in Omaha, Nebraska. Damn. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but all Walmarts from the outside look the same. Like, I know that's the point, because it's like IKEA and that sort of thing. But I mean, that could have been in Houston, that could have been in Vegas, like, could have been anywhere. What have you missed? So far, you have missed a midget crossing guard who was dealing drugs, a guy that had a brake fluid and chlorine pipe bomb go off on his face, and a guy that shot a teenager in the spine during a senior prank. Contreras was arrested on May 15 and charged with attempted first-degree murder. He was booked at the Sedgwick County Detention Facility on a $300,000 bail and is currently out on bond. Guy was not even there when his daughter got gel blasted by a bunch of guys. L1, 2, and 3 are the lumbar vertebrae, which would explain why he could not feel his legs. If it's gone straight through the lumbar and then damaged the spinal column, makes perfect sense. Another hilarious prank. Yeah, well, you know. Wait, what the hang on. Pastor's daughter killed in freak badminton accident on vacation. How bad do things have to go wrong for in badminton for someone to die? Can I expect perfect rationality from someone with PTSD? No, look, that's fair. Where did this story happen? I don't recall the story. I live in Omaha. Let me double check. Goddard in Kansas. Where's the video? Wait, what? What? No, I have YouTube Premium. Why is there an ad? I pay for this shit, so you got... There we go.
Goddard, 18-year-old, shot in a Walmart parking lot on May 11th, is now paralyzed. Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office says Anakin Ziering and his friends were shooting a toy gel blaster at two other teens as part of a game involving water guns. One of the teens called a relative who showed up and shot Ziering with a real gun as he was sitting in the driver's seat of the car. Ziering's mom says he's a senior who had plans of working as an electrician. Now his future is uncertain.
The other day he closed his eyes. He said, "Mom, every time I close my eyes, I tell my legs to move for me, and they don't move." So it's very hard for him, very hard. I mean, it's sad that he has to go through this.
Ziering's parents are already making plans to modify their homes to be more wheelchair accessible. His mother says she hasn't lost hope that he'll walk again, but they have to prepare for any possibility. District Attorney, meanwhile, has charged Ruben Contreras with attempted first-degree murder in this case.
So that's what a mother who names her son Anakin looks like. Well, I mean, let's be honest. He looks like he might go and slaughter some younglings at some stage. Okay, where's this thing about the... Nope, that's Miss... whatever. Hang on, where's the badminton thing? I need to know how someone dies during badminton. New Jersey pastor's daughter, 6, killed in a freak badminton accident on vacation. We heard screaming. Oh, I'm not going to enjoy this. New Jersey family's vacation turned tragic when a shard of a badminton racket broke off and pierced her skull, killing... Oh my God! Little Lucy Morgan died on Wednesday, 4 days after the shocking freak accident on what was supposed to be a lakeside trip in Maine. The tragedy unfolded on Saturday as the Morgan family of 6 enjoyed their last full day at the rental cottage in Limerick, Maine, according to her father, Jesse Morgan, a pastor at Green Pond Bible Chapel in Rockaway. Is it wrong that the first thing that popped into my head is, holy shit, is he questioning his faith? That is horrifying. But at the same time, I'm glad I clicked because now I know how someone can die from that. It's Final Destination shit. That's what, yeah, exactly. And she's a gorgeous little girl too. The poor thing. We were eating a quick lunch by the lake and the kids decided to try badminton in the front yard. Bethany and I were relaxing in the back when we heard screaming. He wrote on a blog entry titled Calamity Strikes. Due to a freak accident with the racket that broke on a downward swing, a sharp piece had entered Lucy's skull while she was sitting on the sideline and caused catastrophic injury. The poor thing wasn't even playing. According to Maine State Police, she received the unintentional injury from her 10-year-old brother. Oh my God. The aluminum shaft of the racket had dislodged from its wooden handle, causing the shaft to strike the girl through the head. Lucy was breathing but unresponsive as EMS rushed her to the hospital, which airlifted the injured girl to Maine Medical Center in Portland. She was taken directly to the operating room where the surgeons removed part of her skull to relieve the pressure when she flatlined on the table. Fortunately, doctors were successful in reviving her, but she lost all brain function and the full ability to breathe on her own. Doctors warned the family that the little girl had a very slim chance of recovery. The penetration of the racket shaft was very deep into her brain and caused immediate arterial bleeds. She succumbed to her injuries around 4 a.m. on Wednesday, one day after she was predicted to die. Every time I look into the rearview mirror, wishing I saw Lucy munching on some chicken nuggets after we stopped at Wendy's and only ordered for 5. Morgan wrote about making the long 350-mile drive back to their Jersey home without Lucy. According to Morgan, Lucy's siblings Silas, Shiloh, and Atticus are struggling to comprehend the loss and are tragically blaming themselves and taking it hard. The brother who accidentally caused the fatal injury asked his grieving parents how we could ever be happy again, according to the father's blog. We just sat on the front steps for a while crying until I finally mustered up the courage to open the door. We again collapsed in a pile on the kitchen floor, crying harder as a family than we ever have. The funeral will be held on June 15th at her father's church. Oh, rest in peace, you poor sweet little thing. That is horrifying. King Bob needs a Xanax. I could use something else. I'd like to see the lawsuit racket manufacturer place it happened. I don't know that they'll as horrible as it sounds, that's literally active God shit. That's the sort of stuff that even the insurance companies won't cover. Go give your daughter a hug. She's resting peacefully. She's asleep. I'm not waking her. Not after today. But okay, let's try and find something a little lighthearted and fun after that, shall we? That was Can you imagine the guilt of the brother, even though it wasn't his fault? Look, I'm going for the midget wrestling video because I need it, basically. This better be funny, Steven. Nothing fake about that. Okay, where are we? Something funny. Okay. You know, it's not quite as funny, but we'll try for this. Wait, I thought I closed that. Don't even have that installed anymore. What the hell? Okay, so for those of you that may or may not remember, Miss Buenos Aires, last month in May, 60-year-old woman became the first woman to ever become the oldest beauty pageant winner for Miss Buenos Aires, and she had her sights set on Miss Universe, but she didn't quite get there. Hot potato. Why are they tossing the crossing guard around like that? It's a good point. In Buenos Aires, Argentina, a 60-year-old woman saw her dreams of becoming the oldest Miss Universe contestant in history melt away in a haze of sequins and selfies on Saturday at Argentina's annual beauty pageant. Alejandra Marisa Rodriguez, I'm never going to get that right, a hospital legal advisor, whose entry into the competition had been cheered as a triumph over ageism in a youth-obsessed world, fell short of the Miss Argentina crown. I'm shocked. Got to do a man in a dress next time, I'm sure. We'll get to that. That's the other news story. But she did take home the title of Best Face, one of several pageant categories, including Best Evening Gown, Best Swimsuit, and Most Elegant. Best Face, really? About the guy in Omaha that took the body bag into the apartment to recover the realistic doll. We covered that yesterday. No, that Gorlock's going to be Miss Big as the Universe. Oh, I saw that. Wait, no, isn't it Miss Alabama, but doesn't she still have to win, like, Miss USA in order to get into the Miss Universe pageant? During the contest, she thanked everyone who celebrated her success in the Miss Buenos Aires competition last month. I'm never going to stop doing that. Buenos Aires! Buenos Aires! Her win there after Miss Universe eliminated its long-standing age limit generated a frenzy of global media attention that vaulted her from obscurity to local fame and international fame. I laughed at it the first time. In an instant, the soft-spoken lawyer from the city of La Plata, south of Buenos Aires, was doling out moisturizer tips to women striving to achieve her surreal smooth face and promising the public there was truth to the adage that age is just a number. Look, I will give you this. You don't look 60. Trans, old, fat, the world is yours to be crowned now. Sounds like a diverse world. It used to be only possibly dumb was okay. Miss Maryland pageant is actually now Mr. Maryland. Yeah, we'll get to that. As a result of what happened to me, I believe a new door has been opened to many people who perhaps did not have it easy, she told the Associated Press backstage after the event. Maybe she was the one giving the Pop Rocks blowjob. Still dressed in a red cocktail dress with slits revealing her legs, it was adventure and I had no expectations of this other than taking on a new challenge. For the swimsuit portion of the Miss Argentina contest, Rodriguez chose a modest one-piece suit with a shawl draped around her shoulders, giving the crowd a shimmy as fans whooped and blew air horns. Classy. At least Alejandra's actually a woman. Fair. She does yoga. Possibly. Bet you could win Miss Aussie if you tried now. Hey, Daily Quick Bites. G'day to you too. No, because even being trans and fat, like, even if I showed up in a dress with the full beard and all that sort of stuff, I'm too white. Because I'm white. You know, I'm just going to tick off all of the who have I pissed off today boxes and just go with it. The judges preferred Magali Benajam, a 29-year-old actress and model from Cordoba who donned a skimpy blue bikini and sky-high stilettos to win Best Swimsuit and ultimately beat off the other 27 contestants to be crowned at Miss Argentina. Didn't the chick that just won, like, the Mexico presidency, didn't she manage it with, like, 27 other people being, eliminated? As in, like, eliminated in Minecraft? Would watch her do yoga better than one of the naked yoga videos I saw on YouTube. Gotta have the right talking points and attitude too. This is true. Pageants have always been weird to me, even for adults. The girls who do it have their own lingo, and it's like they have bylaws to start living by early too. Huh. Hunch! How you doing, buddy? So excited and so grateful to be here because the competition was not easy, Benajam told the Associated Press. She'll represent Argentina in Mexico City for the global competition in November. Even Benajam's victory would have been impossible a year ago as the pageant had long capped the age of the contestants at 28. How old was she? 29, okay. This year, for the first time in its 73-year history, the Miss Universe contestant is welcoming any participant over the age of 18. Any participant, you say? Huh. There are easier ways to self-yeet than to be a Mexican politician. Looks is not all they look for, hence things like this happening. Fair. Right. It's just the latest in a series of changes. The contest has been a lightning rod for feminist criticism since bra-burning protests upended the 1968 Miss America contest. Get blueberries in there. For decades, Miss Universe pageant openly described itself as an extravaganza for unmarried women in their late teens and 20s strutting around for judges to rate their looks and personalities. As more and more people found that troubling, organisers realised how far the contest trailed behind the culture. Over the years, as Me Too and social justice movements swept the globe, RIP LFL, Miss Universe raced to persuade skeptics that it was more about minds and spirits than bodies. It stripped away many controversial eligibility requirements, use your words, Hayden, opening the field for married, pregnant, lesbian and transgender women, and it nixed all mentions of beauty from its website. I don't really want to go on a rant today. Only pageants I care to see are the local town ones. No, that's fair. Yet, as the contest stressed empathy and confidence and authenticity as feminine ideals, the mentions of young women remained in place, and with it, a ban on crow's feet. While many women praised Rodriguez's decision to compete at age 60, others questioned whether she was setting an unreasonable standard for older women. Her award-winning face, statuesque figure, and sculptured features made her blend in with the younger cohort on stage. It's contributing to a sense that everyone should be able to look like this. All 60-year-old women should have the appearance of youth and freshness as if they were 25, said Leila Pasquinelli, an Argentine feminist activist. Holy shitballs. No one even watches them anymore. Got shit to do like this to try and get viewers, apparently. She definitely doesn't look 60. How much surgery did she have? Allegedly none, but I call bullshit on that. Contributing to a sense that everyone should look like this. If they don't, it's because they aren't willing to make the sacrifices. Okay, and let's talk about Maryland while we're at it. Going from one beauty pageant to another. Marine's wife, Bailey Ann Kennedy, crowned first transgender Miss Maryland, USA. The wife of a Marine has been crowned the first ever transgender Miss Maryland, USA, and said she was inspired by the sisterhood of other competitors she saw on the pageant circuit. Bailey Ann Kennedy, 31, won the coveted title on Saturday, according to Miss Maryland, USA's Instagram account. She's now prepared to compete at Miss USA, which will be held in Los Angeles on August 4. Question for anyone that knows, my niece is going to see K-pop in concert. Thought K-pop was a type of music. Is it a group or a type? Thanks. I always thought it was a type. This guy's in the Navy. Makes a lot of sense. The victory, Kennedy told WDCW, was a whirlwind before I knew it was bigger than me. I'll be good. I'll be good. I knew it was going to mean a lot for the LGBTQ kids out there who might feel like they don't belong in a box like me growing up. Kennedy said she did not have any anxiety about being the only trans competitor and said she felt bolstered by the sisterhood of women on the stage. Wait, she was the only trans competitor? I felt confident in my own skin at 31, which is past the age limit of which is 28. As you know, Miss Universe organizations, Miss Universe's okay, that's just messed up. They didn't quote that. Lifted the restriction now, so every woman of all ages can compete, she pointed out. Kennedy added that she hopes her milestone will open up some hearts for people to see that there are many aspects of the LGBT community out there, and I hope I can be a positive contribution to society in making a difference like the USO program I'm working with. Spent a year in Korea in the army and seen many K-pop events. Sweet. Kennedy was inspired to compete in the pageants following her marriage in 2019, according to her website. When I turned 30, the Miss Universe organization lifted the traditional marital status and age restrictions. I knew it was a sign from the universe that they were ready to crown an older military spouse like myself. Although this is such a small effort, I could only imagine the magnitude of my actions at the state level, national level, or even the international level if I were to win the title to represent USA, the beautiful country to which I own so much, she added. In addition to being the first transgender Miss Maryland USA, Kennedy is also the first Asian American winner and the first military spouse to hold the title. The first trans contestant to appear in Miss USA was Cataluna Enriquez, who competed as Miss Nevada USA in 2018. It hasn't hit me yet, we just made history, and I don't know how that feels. It was part of my goal, part of my dream, and Enrique said, told the Vegas Sun in the wake of her history-making win in the state. Don't judge me, not much to do in the Army in Korea. That's fair. Laughing at all the comments going, of course, married a Marine, they're gay anyway. What do they call this in Thailand? Kitoi or something like that. I've got no idea. Like, oh, that's just going to be one of those things where they've got the damn New York Post music to it. Okay, moving on. Crossing. Okay. Dad punches comedian on stage after joke about his 3-month-old son. Would love to see how the other contestants feel about who they lost to. While video shows a Spanish dad sucker punching a comedian on stage after making a vile sexualized joke about his 3-month-old son. As well he should. Snark circuit overload. Snark circuit overload. Snark reboot required. Critical system error. Leave for 2 minutes and come back to a gay marine. Alright, hang on. Clearly I don't speak Spanish, so if they're swearing or anything, YouTube, that's not on me, okay? While video shows a Spanish dad sucker punching a comedian on stage for making a vile joke about his 3-month-old son on social media prior to the show. The comedian, Jamie Caravaca, was in the middle of a set in Madrid on Monday night when the enraged dad, Alberto Pagulato, abruptly stormed the stage and pummeled him in the head. From what I know about this, no, he didn't take the kid to the thing. He didn't take. Let me be very clear. I'm very much on the side of the father here, because I've seen the joke that was posted on the internet and it was translated for me, so I know what was said. This piece of shit made a rather nasty grape joke about a 3-month-old baby on social media long before the comedy show. This guy just happened to buy a ticket specifically so he could go there and, like, belt him, basically. Looked like a Will Smith slap to me. We'll go back. I gotta break up how often the guy gets hit. Spanish is non-existent at this point. Try not to lose my sewing either, but you kind of do. I'm sorry about the sewing. I mean, that's a skill, so... Not that speaking another language isn't. It's more like it's different between something that is completely mental and something that, you know, requires handwork and that sort of thing. That was a shite punch for a Latino, though. On stage, the violence erupted after he'd responded to a photo that Pagulato, a right-wing activist and musician, had posted of his baby over the weekend on X with the caption "Pride and Joy." Nothing and no one can prevent the possibility that he is gay, and when he grows up, he gets tired of sucking black cock. Caravaca tweeted back, according to a since-deleted screenshot being circulated online. Pagalato quickly fired back. I assure you that you're going to apologize for what you just said about my 3-year-old son, and you will discover that in real life, real life is not Twitter. Was it towards the father's kid directly? And yeah, there are some lines you don't cross. Yeah. Found you the caption video if you want. I don't think I need to know what it says. I pretty much gather what was being said and what was following through with his threat. He was then filmed jumping on stage during his monologue and landing the blow. Do you think my son was going to eat a black man's dick at 3 months? The father screamed, according to the media outlet. What now? Tell me to my face here and now, he added. It wasn't immediately clear if Pagalato would face charges over the caught-on-camera saga. The comedian later addressed the onstage attack, tweeting that he'd received death threats. It was intended to be a joke, was ultimately what was intended to be a joke was ultimately an unfortunate and not at all appropriate comment on my part. My apologies to anyone that feels affected. That's one of those narcissistic backhanded apologies. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that you had this reaction. I'm not sorry for my actions. I'm sorry that I face, and I'm not sorry that I had to face the consequences of my own actions. I'm sorry that this has impacted on you. Another Rainbow Cult PDF. Potentially, yeah. Don't use it, lose it. Although I think an industrial machine I like a lot better. There's really some great sewing resources on there. Oh, great. Okay. Love comedians often they take their sides, but not on this one. Yeah, no, this guy was just a dick. And I think probably a little bit of projection there. Put the violence aside and leave a good world for people to grow free. Pagalato quickly responded to the post, saying he accepted the comedian's apology. I defend freedom of expression in the same way that I defend the right to respond. I do not wish you any harm, and I hope this helps others understand that children are sacred. All the best, he tweeted. And I'm pretty much the same on that. Like, the guy was a dipshit, but, you know, freedom of speech says that he's allowed to say it. Doesn't mean he's not going to cop it as a result, though. Freedom of expression is not freedom from the consequences that what you say may piss somebody else off. And if someone else wants to engage in a physical act and show you that they have their own and express their own displeasure, I think you have to deal with that. People have gotten comfortable talking smack online because they think they'll never have to face real-life consequences. Yep. People are more than happy to say some shit online that they would not say to your face. Son deserved a much better brand can of whoop ass, though. I will agree with you on that. So, but yeah, that guy was a piece of shit. Alright, where are we? Okay. They didn't check the bin for 20 years. An outraged Florida family has been shocked to learn that the skull and spine of a loved one was discovered decades after his death by a medical examiner. Freedom of speech is supposed to mean the government can't jail you for your words. Yeah. Okay. The family of Cedric McFadden, a man robbed and murdered 20 years ago in Florida, can no longer keep quiet and is taking legal action after discovering some of his remains weren't buried. In February, the family received an alarming call from the medical examiner's office that McFadden's skull and part of his spine had been discovered in a bin at the Lake County Medical Examiner's office. The disclosure sent shockwaves through the family, leading to more grief and outrage and a second funeral for their deceased loved one nearly 2 decades later. McFadden, 24 at the time of his death, was fatally shot during a robbery near Ocala, Florida by David M. Lee, who admitted to the murder and led police to his partially submerged body in a pond in Bellevue. Medical examiner's office conducted an autopsy and then released the badly decomposed body to a funeral home for burial. Due to the state of the body, his family chose not to have a viewing at the funeral and were unaware that his skull and part of his spine were missing. They found her son, Cedric Wayne McFadden's skull and part of his spine in a bin in their building nearly 20 years after they allegedly released it to Summers Funeral Home in Ocala, Florida, said a release from the attorney. Simon announced this week that the family will file a lawsuit by November 3 against the Lake County Medical Examiner's Office for intentional infliction of emotional distress and interference with a body. I personally would have went with reckless infliction, but, I mean, if they can prove intent, then, you know, good on them. Oh, damn it, I'm on top chat. No wonder I was wondering where the hell Boosh was. Don't boom around like me, people. The family was additionally concerned by what they call the lack of proper records and complete failure to comply with state policies in handling McFadden's remains. It is the most bizarre case the attorney has ever worked on. 20 years before the medical examiner's office realised that they didn't release all of my client's son's remains, they didn't check their bins for 20 years. You can't make this stuff up. Wait, what? 20 years before the medical examiner's office realised they didn't make... Okay, that's fine. I was like, hang on, did they actually know 20 years ago? Excuse me. In a press conference on May 13, McFadden's sister spoke out about the horrific discovery. We're hoping to bring justice, said Jacqueline Forshey, adding, I'm not sure if anyone else has been affected by this. Medical examiners need to look at the processes and procedures for how they release remains and also informing the families better. It needs to be a tighter process. It shouldn't need to be a tight it should just be a single process. Here's the bag that we had the body in. All the remains are returned to it after the autopsy or anything like that, and it's provided to the funeral home. How much tighter does that need to be? Paul Farrell. Wait, that one should pop up, I think. If not, I'll bring it up anyway. Paul Farrell, nice hat. Hope you had a relaxing and fun time in Vegas. Look, it wasn't
Jason J. 5 gifted. Gifted 5 Aussie Overlaw'd memberships.
Congratulations to Daily Quick Bites, Bye Franz, Chris, Little Dog Chaz, and Shawfoss for those memberships, and thank you very much, Jason. Sounds about right. They didn't check the evidence every now... What? Didn't check evidence every... That's how the drugs go missing. True. Was he delivered in one piece or several? I could see missing 1 of 5. You would hope that it would be all in one thing. So... Forshey said that... Forshey or Forshey? I don't know. It doesn't matter. When the chilling call came on February 11th, the representative from the State Medical Examiner's office asked to speak to McFadden's mother, Ruth Forbes. The two were at church together, and Forshey said that they felt rushed to decide what to do with the skeletal remains. It took the bandage off an old wound. Obviously, it caused a lot of stress. We had to go through a burial twice, which I felt was unnecessary. Rather than unearthing his casket, the family chose to place the newly discovered remains in a vault near the original burial site. Okay, to each their own. He was shot. Why was his skull and spine separated? It's a damn good question. Standards for death investigation in the US vary by state, but in Florida, all medical examiners are required to be physicians trained to perform autopsies, usually forensic pathologists, or pathology residents who are directly supervised. It's unclear how such a mistake was made, and the medical examiner has not yet provided an explanation. I dare say they probably won't. Does bin mean trash can like it does in the UK to you? Yes. It would probably just be a plastic container like a cooler. Hey. To each their own's a terrible ideology. No, I mean, like, personally, I probably would have exhumed the original casket and placed all of his remains in the same place. I'm just saying, to each their own. If they decided to put their the other remains in a different place, I'm wondering whether or not there were additional factors in it, whether or not it was too expensive to exhume the original casket, whether it was whatever else. In which case, I kind of feel like the medical examiner's office should have been on the hook for the costs of that. So. Seems like it was unnecessary to purchase a vault instead. Again, I'm wondering if it was just cheaper. So.
New at 11 now, a local family preparing to sue the Lake County Medical Examiner's office after a bizarre phone call they got back in February. Ginger is over at the wall walking us through this really tragic story. Ginger?
It's tragic and heartbreaking at the same time for this family, Matt. The family says the medical examiner called them and told them they found parts of their loved one's remains in a bin in the building. But here's the thing. This call came nearly 20 years after the funeral. And here's a bit of the backstory. Cedric McFadden was shot and killed in Ocala. This happened back in...
That's a good point. I didn't think about that because we covered that one about the bodies that were being carved up in, was it Harvard Medical? And they were selling off pieces. Maybe that's what's happened here. In which case, that's horrible and disgusting.
In 2005, his body was later found badly decomposed in a lake. Now, due to the state of his body, the family did not do a viewing, so they never saw his body. The medical examiner was said to have released McFadden's body to an Ocala funeral home. But February of this year, the ME called the family to inform them they still had his skull and part of his spine.
We're hoping to bring justice. I'm not sure if anybody else has been affected by this. And also, I feel that the medical examiner needs to look at the processes and procedures of how they release remains, and also informing the families better. Need to be a tighter process.
The family's attorney says they will eventually file a lawsuit against the Lake County Medical Examiner's Office for negligent and intentional infliction of emotional distress and interference with a...
That's... Oh, crap. What did I just click?
Interference with a...
Okay, I must have clicked view on YouTube. I don't know. I was wondering how they were going to get intentional infliction of emotional damage there. There was a case here with babies, sadly. They took things but never told the parents. Oh, Jesus. Basically, a new ME took over, decided to correct a mistake from 20 years ago, and now the lesson is learn never do that again. Is probably the lesson that they will take from that, yes, which is very unfortunate. Got that. Want to save the naked cannibals. Oh, yeah, Grandma's ashes. I knew that there was a jump there somewhere. I knew there was a segue. I ate my nan. Sister shockingly reveals she put her grandmother's ashes into a pasta sauce in order to prank her brother. Because... No, I got nothing. Just ew. It's a saucy confession. The hosts of an Australian radio show were left horrified after a woman called into the program claiming she was fed her grandmother's ashes she fed her grandmother's ashes to her brother as a prank. The woman known as Cheyenne made the macabre confession on Tuesday's episode of the Fifi, Fev and Nick show, which I'm just going to say, not a fan. Fifi Box, I can't really stand her. Fev was okay when he was playing AFL, not so much as a commentator. I'm not... Why am I talking about this? Saying she and her mum first sampled her nan's remains before later serving them to her unsuspecting sibling in a pasta sauce. So my nan passed away in August last year and got cremated, Cheyenne explained. Obviously, my family and myself were grieving, so I went over to mum's one night and thought to cheer up a bit, let's just taste nan. I don't know that I have any sound effects for this. Like, kind of comes to mind, but like... After I did it once, I got Mum to do it because I didn't want to be alone in it, she shockingly added. Shane went to tell the host that her brother had recently been released from prison and she welcomed him home by having him taste the ashes without consent. Way to admit to a crime on live radio. Just... And you say recently, so we know that it's not like the statute of limitations will have passed on that either. Who thinks this shit is funny? What is wrong with people? I know, right? This is the part that I've told nobody, the Aussie explained. We haven't lived with each other since we were young kids, so I thought it would be funny to prank him, and I put some of Nan's ashes in the pasta sauce. That statement led to audible gasps amongst the hosts, with one dubbing it spaghetti a la Nan. No. Fev's reaction. The twisted pasta maker didn't disclose whether she told her brother about the sauce's sick addition, but said she's since sampled her grandmother's ashes again. She's got a taste for humans now. Dun dun dun. She confessed that she has a weird addiction to the ashes, oh my god, and believes that eating them helps her connect with her late grandmother. I feel like we're closer than ever. Yeah, for like about 8 to 10 hours, and then she's taking a watery ride. That's just feral! Is it a crime? The giving it to him without consent is. I mean, it's arguable as to whether or not she's committing any crimes such as interfering with remains by putting them into food or tasting them herself. But yeah, giving it to her brother without him knowing is definitely a crime. I'm not sure what they'd charge it under. Return as a catch-up. No worries. Would that be considered cannibalism? That's a damn good question. I think it would have to be, because it still remains, even if it's been cooked. The Post contacted Fifi Feather Nick for further information. The host posted footage of the call to their Instagram page where listeners were left mortified. It was so disturbing and disgusting, one declared. Others were dubious about the condiment confession, with skeptics saying that she concocted the story for attention, which is altogether possible, but at the same time...
I ate my nan.
Oh, how did you eat your nan?
So my nan passed away in August last year and got cremated. And obviously my family and myself were grieving. So went over to mum's one night and thought to cheer her up a bit. Let's just taste nan.
I've heard of Gravox, but Granox is a different... Did you mix her up with some water or...?
Nah, just saliva and ashes. But that's not the only part of the story. This is the part I've told nobody. My brother got out of jail not too long ago and thought it'd be funny to prank him. And I put some of Nan's ashes in the pasta sauce.
Oh, Cheyenne.
Spaghetti a la nan.
Right. Have you got any left?
Yeah, there's a whole box of it left.
But you're not.
Wow.
Have you stopped eating it? Her?
I'll say yes for your sake, Fifi.
So that's a no. Is this legal?
No! It's not! Oh my god! Hang on, where are Fifi, Fev and Nick? They're here. They're here in Victoria. Hang on. Fev and Nick. In Melbourne, Australia. Okay, so it's under the Crimes Act here. I need to know what she... I need to look through the I need to quickly look through the legislation. Give me, like, just bear with me, okay? You sent me a DM. Okay, hang on. Bureau Berries is always good for additional information. Let's have a look. Woman addicted to eating her husband's ashes. Well, thank you for that. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Okay, so what do I want to look here? Words to look through the Crimes Act. Corpse. Sexual activity with a human corpse. Removal of body parts of a corpse from a human being. Location of corpse and human remains immaterial. Let's go with remains. Offensive conduct involving human remains. Please, please, please be open-ended enough for that. A person commits an offence if they intentionally engage in conduct involving human remains and the conduct is offensive. Boom. A person who commits an offence against subsection 1 is liable to level 7 imprisonment or 2 years maximum. An offence under subsection 1 is a summary offence and therefore is able to be dealt with as a magistrate's matter. For the purpose of subsection 1, conduct is offensive if in all the circumstances it's likely to arouse significant anger, resentment, outrage, disgust, or repulsion in the minds of reasonable people. There was a video not long ago of a guy in LA carrying a leg. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I just went, got him. There are exceptions. A mistaken but honest, reasonable belief that the conduct was not offensive is not a defense to this offense. Oh, where are the exceptions? Under 34BD. They do not commit an offence against a provision of subsection A if the conduct occurs in the course of a procedure carried out in good faith for the purpose of preparing the corpse or human remains for cremation or interment within the meaning of the Cemeteries Act, or any other lawful procedure carried out in good faith for medical, hygienic, scientific, forensic, or law enforcement purposes. Somehow, I don't think adding nan to your pasta sauce is gonna cut it. Cheyenne, you want to hope they can't trace that call, is all I'm saying. Holy shit balls. This doesn't make me sick, I'm giggling. Dude, this is one of these things where I have to sit here and either laugh or be completely revolted. You know the first link, it was clickbait. It was someone reacting to the clip. I sent you the proper one. Alright, let me look.
My name is Case.
Oh, it's TLC. I don't know that I can play this because I'll probably get struck. Although if there's a reaction video. Hang on.
I'm 26 years old. I'm from Fayetteville, Tennessee. And I'm addicted to carrying around my husband's urn.
See, that of itself at the beginning would be a red flag. Just carrying around the amputated leg. Apparently a homeless guy got hit by a train and the dude took the guy's leg and was running around with it. Can honestly say I will not be eating my nan when she passes. I'm not eating anyone after they pass. I'm just... Okay. What the fuck, Stingy? Hang on. There's no medical reason to not bake your grandpa's ashes into a sugar cookie and eat it. It appears that a high school student in Davis, California baked her grandfather's ashes into sugar cookies and gave them out at school on October 4. And yes, people ate them. Yes, this is a real news story. It was reported in the LA Times. Apparently, some of the sugar cookie eaters knew about the ashes in the sugar cookies before they ate them. Again, this is a real story. Probably a good guess that most folks would agree that baking a dead person's ashes into sugar cookies and then feeding those confections to teenagers is a bad thing to do. But how bad is it really, at least from a health perspective? Life Science reached out to a microbiologist. He said he didn't want to comment on the case in particular, as Davis police are investigating the incident, but shared his views on the practice of baking cremated remains, or cremains, into sugar cookies and feeding those sugar cookies to other human beings. Turns out that in some circumstances this might not be much of a problem, at least in terms of making the cookie eaters sick. Whether it's an ethical problem is another issue. Cremation essentially mineralizes the human body and produces ash that is rich in carbon and not much of a health concern. So the ash isn't toxic, and it's not like it would carry any disease. Proper cremation will remove all infectious material from the remains, thus allowing people to take the ashes home and store them in living spaces. This doesn't mean that there are no possible dangers. One potential concern of consideration would be heavy metals that could be found in tooth fillings. It's just disrespectfully funny or gross or taboo. Yeah, apparently. One potential concern is the heavy metals from tooth fillings. But even that probably won't pose a problem, he added, because those materials are often removed from the ashes after cremation, and also because you'd need to consume a lot of them to pose a significant danger. The fucking funeral museum in Houston last year. They had a video of what happens when you cremated, and you get burnt twice, and then they sift through the ashes to take, like, any remains that are left over out. Like, the tooth filling's the prize in the cookie. Ugh. Grandpa's cookies are to die for. Oh, dance. So what's the verdict on eating sugar cookies with someone's grandfather's ashes in them purely from health and safety? It's probably not a big deal. But one of the teenagers who ate the cookies told the Times the ashes looked like tiny grey flecks and had the texture of sand crunching in between your teeth. So, you know, maybe avoid that. Okay, where's this video?
I take my husband everywhere. To the grocery store. Shopping.
Ooh, babe, look at that. That's neat.
To the movies. Out to eat. Anywhere I go, he goes.
Oh my god, she puts a seatbelt on. Okay, I get missing a loved one and wanting to talk to them, but carrying the urn around and talking to them as if they're there, this woman probably needs some legitimate mental health assistance. Probably aren't even Granny's ashes. It's not him. He's gonna live. He's long gone, love. Well, keeps it from spilling. I would hope there'd be a latch or something on the box. Like, imagine getting into an accident. Yeah, that's not the that's not the powder from the airbag. Fuck! Alec Baldwin's coming out with a reality show. Please call it Russian roulette, the final decision. No, I've had that discussion with the wife. The Baldwin thing is just a massive PR stunt to make sure that he gets as little as possible. I did like, it was either Ian or Nicholas that put out the tweet that said, it's going to be shot on location from both his home and the prison. Late dog's in a box on the mantle, but I don't carry him everywhere. No, I mean, my late dog is in a box at my parents' house, and I kept some of his fur from where I used to pat him. That's in a keepsake box that we've got. But like, I'm not gonna throw a ball for him, you know. What happens if she gets in an accident and the airbag goes off and never been hit as hard in the face as by an airbag? Mm-hmm. All mental illness now is her truth. Oh, God. Okay. Cal, can you IIRC, to save me Googling, can you just type it out? I need to learn these things. Yes, I know I'm having a boomer moment. I've had a few of them today.
I sleep with him. I'm like, baby, I love you. When I go grocery shopping, I buy the foods that he likes. When I cook what he likes. I don't eat it, but I cook for him. If I'm watching TV.
If I recall correctly. Thank you. I have fur too from Jack in a vase, but it stays firmly on the shelf. Yes. She cooks for the dead guy and lets the food go to waste. This is the female version of Jeffrey Dahmer's illness.
He's there with me. You want to watch this? If somebody says, hey, who is that? I'm like, that's just my husband. Some people laugh. They think I'm playing. But
was she so desperate to find a husband in the first place that she's so unwilling to try and find another one? Like, she was absolutely sure she was never going to find another one? She doesn't eat it. I don't believe you. No, because Daily Cookbot, she's eating him! See ya, Paul. Barely 30 and allowed to have boomer moments. Oh, I have plenty of them. I have plenty of... Boomer is not in relation to age anymore. Boomer is just fucking something up because you're...
I mean, it's serious. That's my husband.
Casey and Sean were married in 2009 after dating for 10 months.
What?
Everything I had ever wanted in a man was right in front of me, and it felt so great.
They fell in love and was soulmates from day one. The 2.5 years that they were together, I think, was the only time Casey was truly, truly happy.
Wait. Is it 2.5 years including the 10 months before he asked her to marry him? Like, is it 2.5 years in total and she's walking around carrying his ashes? Must have had a magic stick. Oh my God, at some point I'm going to get the wife on. So that you guys know that I'm not blowing my own horn on this. She went out to dinner a couple of days ago. And let's just say they were comparing things, and when I came home she told me what they were discussing, I just had a massive smile on my face. I'm going to let her tell the story so that you guys know that I'm not, like, bullshitting. But it's fucking hilarious.
Their marriage was picture perfect until Sean suffered a severe asthma attack 2 months ago.
The doctor came in, and the look on his face was telltale. It was the day my world stopped turning. The day my life fell apart. Oh, baby, I miss you.
Well, it's TLC. Of course, a good chunk of it's
Though
fake.
Casey initially found comfort by having her husband's ashes at her side, her addiction has recently evolved.
I guess with the transfer of his cremains, you know, some got into the cardboard box as well, and they spilled out on my hands. And I didn't want to wipe them off because that's my husband. I don't want to wipe him away.
So put him on. So wipe your hands on, like, onto a tissue or something and put it back into the box, or wipe your hand on the edge of the box. You know, like you do when you get flour on your hands or something and you try and put it back in the container. This woman needs help badly. Yeah. You guys are killing me. I can't breathe. Oh, fuck.
So I just licked it off my fingers, and here I am today, almost 2 months later, and I can't stop. I'm eating my husband.
This can't be real. This cannot be real. I refuse to believe this is real. I really do. The hell did I come back to? All joking aside, even the iron-hearted in me was starting to feel really bad for this woman until we got to the eating. Yep. Life is stranger than fiction. No, because look, Stingy makes a good point. Because, if he died a couple of months ago and all of it, so unless she specifically reached out so that she could get on TV, in which case it makes it, fake as well. You need to quit smoking. Is that not illegal? Yeah, Jem, we actually went through what would happen if it was here in Victoria. It'd be interesting to know exactly which state she's in, although this is TLC UK, but I don't know. I don't know. What the hell is wrong with people? I wish I knew.
First, I lick my finger, and I don't just dip it in. I swirl around to kind of feel and get it caked on there good. And then I just eat it. It tastes like rotten eggs, sand, and sandpaper. But I've grown to love that taste. It started as not wanting to get rid of him, and it's progressed into eating him. I've lost 42 pounds since my husband passed away. Basically, the only thing I'm eating.
Okay, no, now I know she's full of shit because she's cooking all of this food that supposedly she's not eating. Look at how much is missing. Yeah, just got to keep the cat out of there. Ugh. Sits in the dark eating powdered cake mix. Well, apparently it's powdered man mix. Like you do with Pop Rocks, it's full circle. This is not what he meant when he said he wanted you to eat him. She's lost 42 pounds. Apparently.
Are his ashes.
Casey eats her husband's ashes 5 to 6 times a day.
When I open up the urn, I get a sense.
5 to 6 times. No, now I call bullshit. Because if that's the only thing she's eating 5 to 6 times a day, he's been gone a couple of months. She's going to run out of ashes.
Of happiness. It's like an adrenaline rush for me. And the more I eat, the more excited I get until I realize there's not a lot left. Then a few minutes later, I feel horrible because I did it. When I got Sean back from the crematory, he weighed 6 pounds. He is closer to 5 pounds now, so I have consumed right at a pound.
Chances of her getting married again, having him off so she gets more powdered man mix. I sure as shit wouldn't be marrying her, that's for sure. Oh my God. Like, I get it. It's TLC. This, I'm calling bullshit. I'm saying that the whole bunch of this is just, like, what the heck does the family... Imagine if this is how the family finds out. They randomly catch this on rerun. And I love the fucking chapter titles on this as well. Like, it's intro, then it's Casey and Sean, it's her addiction, it's eating his ashes, and then it's weight loss. Who gives a fuck about her weight loss? 1 pound in 2 months, he'll be gone soon. Yeah, look, Maybe that's why she reached out, because she needs more ashes. So she's on TV to see whether or not, oh my God. She wants to see whether or not someone will donate more ashes. Hope he doesn't have an account at the sperm bank. Maybe she got someone else's ashes to eat when she's finishing him off. Maybe. Would laugh if she just got the wrong ashes and just notified after she ate it all. Oh my God. This is from 2011. He's long gone. Oh shit, is this from 2011? I mean, it was posted 5 years ago. Oh God.
That's hard. I'm eating my husband.
Very few people know that Casey is eating her husband's ashes. She recently shared this secret with her mother.
When Casey actually told me that she was eating Sean's ashes, it was like I couldn't speak. I really couldn't do anything. I mean, it's like I was just frozen there.
You don't think maybe you could have taken the ashes away from her? Get a job at a crematorium to satisfy her addiction? Oh. Hey, Johnny, has Jose's body come in? I'm feeling like Mexican for lunch. No, but Tony has, so you can have Italian.
It makes me feel embarrassed, ashamed, disgusted with myself, confused, crazy. It's a big one that pops into my head. Gotta be a really sick person to eat someone's ashes.
Mm-hmm. You don't say. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Meal's a meal, this chick's just wackadoo. Wonder if ashes taste different based on culture, like this Mexican... Well, I literally just made that joke. Get all the crazy in a large french fries.
It's panicking me and it's worrying me that she's losing reality even more. And I need to do what I need to help her get past that.
Knowing that a pound is already gone is hard. And that's when
She's gonna have to use him like hamburger helper and make a quarter pounder.
reason I need help, because I'm going to run out soon. And I don't know if I'll be able to hold it together any better than I'm doing now. What am I going to do when I go to bed at night and there's just an urn there and there's nothing in it?
That's your problem.
But can Casey quit her addiction to eating her husband's ashes? Can her family stop her before it's too late?
I just want her to stop eating the ashes. That's my one and only hope for my daughter.
I have to stop eating him. I've lost him once. This time it'll be my fault that I lose him again. And I don't want to do that. And it's going to get to that point really soon if I don't get help.
She wants to reveal the truth to her cousin Stephanie and ask for help.
Any better than she's doing now. You're eating your husband's ashes. Shocked and surprised that it just got weirder. Now she calls him Ernie.
I'm feeling anxious a little bit, nervous. I don't want to lose the trust that we have. I'm ready to tell her and I'm ready to get it out.
I'm so confused by this. I was too busy laughing in my head. Who is this? Oh, it's her cousin. Okay. Why does that matter? And never mind.
I have something to tell you, Stephanie.
Oh no.
I don't want you to freak out, and I don't want you to get mad, and I really don't want you to push me away and not talk.
Cousin-in-law. Oh, that makes it her next meal. Wait, so oh.
Talk to me anymore. You know, I carry around Sean everywhere. I've been eating his ashes.
Now I know that this is absolute bullshit. No one is just going to react like that. Just fuck right off. How do you watch this without shooting your television like Elvis? Well. Wow.
Like, he'll always be a part of me because I'm eating him, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know what to think about that. I mean, it is a kind of a little too much, maybe.
I don't quite understand why Casey would feel as far as eating the ashes would bring her closer to him.
Okay. That's just messed up. Yeah, she knows she's being filmed, but I'm sorry, at a certain point, he'll always be part of me. No shit, you're eating him. Yeah. You can see the TLC camera crew on sound crew. She knows shit's about to get real. Do you reckon they actually tell you which channel it's with? Like, if you rock up to that sort of appointment and, Belle, I know the kind of ones that you want to make. Behave. Test, is anyone in your family cremated? No. She heard of the digestive system. The question is, why the F would she tell you? Is she like the last remaining family that the guy had? I don't know. Maybe she was a big girl. Maybe she's sizing her up, you know? You have to sign a release, so yes, they find out. Okay.
I don't understand that part. I don't understand why she would want to keep eating it.
So, like, when you're eating the ashes, like, what's going through your mind at that moment?
It comforts me, and then I do it, and then it makes me sad because I'm slowly losing my husband again. And I'm so scared that I'm pretty close to the edge right now. And if I eat him, like all of him,
it may push you over.
It may push me over.
Right.
This is just going to take me a second. She's eating her dead husband's ashes. And she just said that she has self-eating ideations. Just maybe she might require forced mental assistance. I mean, she's technically committing a crime. Call the cops, have her sectioned. I don't know. People make jewelry with human ash and stuff. That is true. That was one of the things that I liked about going through that museum is because you get to see all the various things that people do because, you know, and as an estate attorney, I see a bunch of things that people do with people's remains. Personally, I like the one where you get buried under a tree, like in a little bulb thing, and you actually become the nutrients for the tree. I think you can actually get launched into space these days. You can certainly get launched out of a cannon for a burial at sea. But yeah, they can take all the carbon out of your ashes and get it and crush it down into a diamond. And I've seen people put them in rings before. Losing reality. The chapter of the video is called Losing Reality. Sweetheart, reality went out the window a long time ago. Cannon will be cool. I'm considering the cannon, I'm not going to lie. Like 21 gun salute and the last gun's me going, whee!
But then again, where's my comfort going to be? I don't want to be, oh, there's a little crazy lady that ate her husband. But it's comforting.
A little late for that.
You know, when we first started, he was 6 pounds. And now he's almost 5 pounds.
Right.
You know, and in another 6 months, not even 6 months, maybe 3 or 4 months from now, at the rate I'm going, he'll be gone.
Right.
Who am I going to hold at night? Who am I going to take with me everywhere?
Yeah.
What am I going to do to comfort myself then? It's hard to think.
I love that in this whole thing, she's sitting there talking to his cousin going, me, what's going to happen to me? What the fuck is wrong with you? Huh. Forensic teams do research on how bodies decompose. Want all my carbon to enter the atmosphere as CO2 so I can flip my finger one last time to the next generation. You'll be launched into space beyond the edge of the solar system into deep space as your best option since you might find new life. It's his cousin. Yes, that was his cousin. Oh my god. Burberry's, thank you so much for bringing that one to my attention. That was just batshit crazy and insane. How's the cousin not got up and ran? Again, I think this is probably... Hello, Phoenix. He doesn't care. She needs to use meth. How does it end? That's where it ends. I mean, the next thing is like... It's just an ad for TLC. Oh, hang on, there might be another couple of seconds. Hang on.
Think about that.
And that's it. The twins whose bodies are turning to bone. Ooh. Woman strives to lose weight without doctor's help. She doesn't give a shit about what the dude, she just wants self-comfort. Sometimes drugs are the answer. Have you ever seen the TLC blood drink? There's a blood drinker? No, I haven't. I mean, I haven't had TLC on my TV ever since I had Foxtel turned off, and that was probably... God, that was when I lived in Geelong, so that's coming up on 10 years. Holy crap. So no, I haven't watched TLC in a long time. Strange addictions, piss drinker, blood drinker exists. Ooh. Can we not get information to know she's no longer out on the streets? Hang on, let's have a look. Woman who ate husband's ashes. Update? My strange addiction, the woman that eats her dead husband's ashes. Oh, someone on Reddit actually asked about it. Whatever happened to the woman who ate her husband's ashes? I know it's an old episode, but I just watched My Strange Addiction where she eats her dead husband's ashes. Can't seem to find any update. This was 11 years ago. She gained his powers and can now open jars unassisted. Is it still cannibalism if it's just ashes? I would argue yes. She turned him into a stool. I do know she was placed in an institution for some major inpatient therapy. I was wondering if anything happened beyond that. It's mostly out of sheer curiosity, but it would be good to know that she got better. Huh. There was a 2023 news article on this chick. Hang on. A widow was opened up about a troubling addiction to eating her late husband's ashes. Cassie from Tennessee lost her husband Sean 2 years after they first met. Oh, it was her cousin and became inseparable. Sean sadly died from an asthma attack in 2011. I'm not going to make the joke. I cannot make that joke. I've watched the one about eating the mattresses. I've seen that. Should cover more stories like this. I used to cover something from the Truly channel probably once a week, and it was always like Love Don't Judge, and it was the chick that pretended to be a cat and the guy was putting up with it, or it was the woman that was attracted to like she had a romantic entanglement with a plane. Apparently I'm not allowed to cover those stories anymore because that's creepy and degenerate. Wasn't there one where people snorted the ashes? Must be a myth. There's also the lady that ate nail polish. Yep. 2 months later, I can't stop. She made the revelation about eating her husband on the TLC program My Strange Addiction. Explained she wanted help. Without stopping, there would be no ashes left. At the time of the filming, she'd already eaten a pound of his remains. Oh my god! It tastes like rotten eggs, sand, and sandpaper, but I've gotten to love the taste. It started off as not wanting to get rid of him, and now it's progressed to eating him. It's got to be the sulfur. Leftover sulfur? The 2 women that did the drywall and the mattress sofa stuffing. Yep. Makes me feel embarrassed, ashamed, as well it should. Seriously, all that and you didn't give me any sort of update? Oh, fuck you. Anyway, from the sounds of it, it sounds like she went to an institution and got some help. Fingers crossed. That's what I'm gathering from the, she said it in the show, Rotten Eggs. Ugh. Dude that married a car and put his tallowacker in the tailpipe. Or the chick that married a car and was doing it with the gear shift. Never watched any full episodes of the show. Probably don't need to. Rather hang out with the mattress eaters than ash eaters. Well, yeah, because at least with the mattress eaters, you're not going to be the next one on the menu. So. I don't know that I can top that. Oh, but it does feed into one last news story. Look, I've been going for an hour 45. Generally, I would have finished up 15 minutes ago. I don't know that I can let this pass up. I don't know that I can pass the opportunity, though. Sent you a short that's on the topic. All right. So just checking out the TLC piss chugger. The woman distills piss. Ew, gross. Bell's saying he sent something a little more wholesome about ashes. Now I'm worried. How to grow a blue diamond. Oh, this is the video.
Work for the company that takes people or pets' ashes. These are human. Work for the company that takes people or pets' ashes. These are human, and create diamonds from them. And this is how to grow a blue diamond. You take about a half cup of ashes, purify that to carbon, compress the loved one's carbon into a disc. The loved one's carbon disc is what actually becomes a diamond. Pick the perfect diamond seed. Layer on top of the diamond seed a piece of boron alloy. The boron is what makes a diamond blue. And then the loved one's carbon disc. The entire loved one's carbon is combined into a white salt tube that will be encapsulated in graphite to create the entire growth cell that can withstand extreme amounts of pressure and energy to grow the diamond.
It's actually really cool.
Place the cell into the press. Now wait. Extract the rough from the cell. Shape the rough. And that's how you grow a blue diamond. Leave a comment if you want to see how black diamonds are made.
Diamonds of color, please. You too can be a diamond. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty awesome. Take a serious moment for former astronaut William Anders, who died in a plane crash. He took the legendary Earthrise picture orbiting the moon past June 7, 2024. I did hear about that. Hang on. You're absolutely right. We should take a moment. For anyone wondering, that's the photo that he took. So yeah, we'll take a moment. He's hoping to fire his ashes into space. Could use the diamond for your wife's next engagement ring. Use the ashes of all your viewers and turn it into a super diamond. Okay. Ichiro, do we need to get you a like wellness check or something? But his ashes at the bottom of the lake after exploding with jet fuel. Oh, that's terrible. Can't be certain of that. They do some weird experiments at NASA. That's bad. Okay, anyway. Last but not least, fears naked cannibals are lurking in the national park where 5 people have vanished. Legends of feral wild people living in notorious national parks have persisted for centuries. There are dozens of alleged sightings of these cannibals living deep in the Appalachian backwoods, where descendants of men who deserted from the American Civil War are said to live completely independent from civilization. Most disturbingly, at least 5 people are known to have vanished without a trace into the thickly wooded Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Most well-known of these disappearances was Dennis Martin, a 6-year-old boy who stepped behind a bush while on a camping trip with his family in June '69 and was never seen again. The Dennis Martin case sparked such national interest in that the Green Berets, the US Army's elite specialty forces unit, was called in to help with the search. According to Brian Jeffrey from the Black Mass Paranormal podcast, the highly trained troops found no trace of Dennis, but they did encounter some of the feral individuals. Interesting. The group of feral people have been known to have cannibalistic tendencies, he claimed. Podcaster Donnie Laws on his channel said the first reports of any wild man in the US was around 1887 in western North Carolina. Some gold miners ran into one as they were going to work in the mines. They followed it to a cave and found a whole bunch of bones of all different types of animals. They didn't say if there was any human bones, but that's what they found. Just under 20 years later, newspapers reported another wild man captured in the same area, eventually taken to an insane asylum where he lived out his days without revealing who he was or where he'd come from. He has that there are dozens of reports of people living in the Smoky Mountains. There are just people that went just feral living off the land. Some say they became cannibals too. Hey, Glennis. Just want my ashes to be sent to Pluto, not much to ask. No evidence of proof of the berets actually coming in. There's some paper news story. Huh. Is eating ashes illegal in Tennessee? I would think so. Look, guys, I don't have time to go state by state, but I would expect so. For the most part, it's going to be some delineation of interfering with corpse or remains. Dennis Martin was just Cecil before the internet. The national park is a vast area of wilderness. Easy to see how hikers might become lost or disorientated, but some of the Smoky Mountains disappearances are truly baffling. September 25, 1981, Thelma Pauline Polly Melton was hiking with 2 of her friends. She was walking a few yards ahead of them when she disappeared over the brow of a hill. She's never been seen or heard from again. Trini Gibson was 16 when they vanished from the Great Smoky Mountains in October of 1976 while on a field trip with her high school. 45-year-old Christopher Cessna was alone when he disappeared in the area in 2011. And the following year, Derek Lou King brought a collection of camping equipment before setting off to hike the trail. Searchers later found a chilling note on the dashboard of his car which read, "Don't look for me." Mountain lion could keep a child in its jaws and run at damn near full speed. Yeah, quite possibly. So what state is Alec Baldwin trying to prove he doesn't convict murderers from Hollywood? There are dozens of reports of people having seen hairy, naked men in the area. He continued, there was a couple that was in a parked car, got out to look at a waterfall, and climbing up the side, they saw a man completely naked. They described him as hairier than average from the waist down, with his face covered in blood. Classy. Adding that many sightings included the description of these feral people have strange sunken eyes that might be the result of inbreeding. There was another story of a little boy and his brother who came up the mountains on a family vacation, went out to one of the rivers to go fishing, and while they were walking up the trail, they saw a naked man with white eyes, a very deformed face and head. His arms were longer than normal, and again, he was completely naked and hairier than normal from the waist down. Donnie Laws said locals would never let their kids out of the site in the park. He explained, "You do not let your children run into the dark woods by themselves. That's a complete no-no. You don't have to meet a wild man or a Bigfoot. You could just meet a bear or a bobcat or any animal." Well, no shit. If you're not used to the woods, it's very easy to lose your way. I would fully expect so, yeah. How do you hear a naked man? You'll hear sounds. Still got the Star Wars thing that I sent to close on. Seth Green kills in it. Alright. I gotta put that friggin' stinger for all your crap back on my video. Okay, so this one is by popular demand from his stinginess.
I'll just go and do Obi-Wan as...
Oh, okay, it's a whole 2 minutes. What do we got?
I'll just go and do Obi-Wan as Pinky. I've always wanted to do that. So then you do... Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. And I'm going to even read in the stuff. Let her go, Anakin. Dramatic pause. Let her go, Narv.
You turned her against me.
Oh my God.
That's be funny.
It is. No, you have done that yourself.
No, you will not take her from me.
Your anger. Oh, you can look at these guys. Okay. Your anger and your lust for power have already done that. Dramatic pause.
Okay, Stinge, I'll give it to you. This one was pretty funny. Narf! And yes, Psycho Doll, thank you for reminding me. People, if you haven't already, maybe just double check whether or not you are still subscribed to the channel, whether or not you've hit that like button if I have provided any sort of entertainment to you today. Just kind of... Dude sounds like someone from Family Guy. That's because that's Seth Green. He plays Chris and... Does he play other people? I don't know if he does. Yeah, he's literally doing the voice of Chris from Family Guy, the son. Man, what are we going to do today, Brain? Same thing we do every day, Pinky. We're going to take over the world! But yes, just double check whether or not you've hit the buttons. And, yeah.
You have allowed this Dark Lord to twist your mind, such as it is, until now. Until you have become the very thing you swore to destroy! Point!
Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan. I see through the lies of the Jedi. I do not fear the dark side as you do. I have brought peace and freedom and justice and security to my new empire.
Oh, God, Brian, you're a genius for picking this. All right. Your new empire...
Don't make me kill you.
Too late. Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy.
Well, if you're not with me, then you are my enemy.
Only a fifth deals with absolute. Fifth, I will do what I must.
You will try.
Seth Green.
Rob Paulson.
That was good. Thank you very much, Stingy. Appreciate you bringing that one to my attention. That was good. Oh, look, they've got other ones. Well, we'll keep that on the... You know what? I'm just going to subscribe there and just... So that's always my thing. All right, guys. It is now midnight, so screw it. As always, remember, you are not a piece of shit. You have value and you do contribute to society, especially those of you that have hit the like and subscribe buttons, maybe thought about sharing this with some family and friends. I know that I can be a little bit of a guilty pleasure for some people, but at the same time, you know, we want to build the channel up. Forgot McFarlane did Blue Harvest. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, well... Wait, which was it Robot Chicken that did the prequels, or was it the Cleveland Show that did the prequels? Why is the guy talking like Daffy Duck? Because he's a vocal artist. He does a number of different voices. So, but anyway, as always, people, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. Why am I doing that? I'm not sitting. I'm not a witness in a rigged murder trial. Why am I doing that? It was the Cleveland Show that did it. Thank you. All right, now let me just double check whether or not anyone is live to send you to. And then I'm going to head to bed, frankly. Live. Lordies and laughter. Redirect. Who's live? Oh, Flux is doing Minecraft Morning. Go and show Flux some love. I'll send you all there. All right. Peace out, peeps. Have a good day. Also, mods on the channel. I'm going to try and work out why the credits don't work properly. But, yeah. We'll sort it out. But yes, fuck this shit. I'm out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.